What I want to talk about this time is listening and hearing. The conversations that I've been hearing have been ridiculous. I just have to say it, they've been ridiculous. I mean, come on. I'm hearing 20-year-olds, or people in their 20s, let's put it that way, people in their 30s, that are literally saying that, well, if I don't do it this time, or if I don't make it, or if this doesn't happen for me, I guess my life is ruined, my life is over. Give me a break. There are those of us, many people who have been around, we can't even put a number or a head count on it, that collectively throughout their years have made more mistakes and gone through more bad times, time-wise, years, than you have ever even been around. How dare you? How dare you talk about giving up when your life is just beginning? I can remember sitting in an auto parts place. Really, more accurately, it was a salvage yard. That's what I would call it. A place where you go when your car is broken down and you want to get used parts because you don't want to spend the money or don't have the money to go buy a new car and those kind of things. Anyway, there was a guy in there talking, two guys. You know, again, this listening. If we talk and listen, we learn more about each other. As I'm listening to a lot of people, I'm learning so much more about them and how they think. And the more that you hear from me, the more you'll learn about me. I'm on your side. I know my passion sometimes sounds as though I'm jumping on you, but that's not the case at all, trust me. I just don't want you to give up. As a matter of fact, it's the complete opposite. I want you to, with everything within you, embrace what it is that I heard from this man talking to another gentleman in a salvage shop. Here's what he said. Very, very interesting, very profound. I can't take credit for it myself because, as I said, I heard it from him. He said, you know, I spent the first 20 years, there it is, it hits some of you, because that's your age. You're younger than that, or you're in your 20s. I spent the first 20 years of my life listening to people tell me what I shouldn't do. I spent the next 20 years of my life doing what people told me not to do in the first 20 years of my life. He said, and now I'm at an age where I'm going to have to spend the next 20 years of my life fixing and cleaning up the things that I did in my previous 20 that I was told in my early 20s not to do. What's my point? My point is that as time goes on, we make mistakes. There's always time to get it right. You have more time than you think. Don't stand around, sit around, getting caught up with people who want to be negative and talk you down and have conversations that lead you into believing that you can't make it, and that if you haven't made it and left from mom and dad's house by the time you're 20 or 30, that you're a loser, or you're sleeping in the basement and you're a loser, or you still have a bedroom at your mom and dad's house, that you're a loser. This is all garbage. It's not even real. Here's what I'd like to offer to you for your consideration. If you would erase the old tapes, stop listening to and hanging around people who only talk loser talk. I'm not really into the pull yourself up by your bootstraps, step up to the plate, man up, and all of this garbage. Because when things get really hard, most people don't even remember that or adhere to it. More importantly, I want you to begin to understand that there's a community available to you, the fingerprint community. When we were coming up in school, if you got help from somebody, it was called cheating. That's not the way real life works. You can't make it on your own. You're not supposed to make it on your own. You are supposed to use other people, not abuse them. You are supposed to use other people's talents, and they use yours. Your gifts and talents are not even for you. They're for other people. If you try to keep them to yourself, or if you try to do what it is that you want done, what you're trying to do, whether it's photography, whether it's writing, singing, dancing, what else do we have? Sports, all kinds of sports. There are all manner of gifts and talents, motivational speaking. What else do we have? Videography work, swimming. Look at what's going on even with the Olympics. Everybody's not going to be an Olympic gold medal or silver or bronze medal winner. We know that. But even with that, could you really believe that a person can get multi-million-dollar sponsors and endorsements from doing cartwheels and somersaults and flips, and based on how fast they can run? Maybe you're not a fast runner. Maybe you're not a pole vaulter. Maybe you don't shoot with the bow and arrow or guns, but all of these things are gifts and talents that people have. Whatever it is, we're not discounting or eliminating anybody's gifts and talents, however ridiculous or weird or strange that you may think they are. Come, bring them. You'll hear me say this a lot. I'm talking to you. Stop this giving up so early in life because you had a few failures. There's really no such thing as failures. There are opportunities to learn more and more. There are thousands of ways that you'll find not to do something. So if you want to call that a failure, then okay. But this is about you. We are living in a day and age right now that is absolutely amazing. A time, a day and age that there has never been one like it before. Ever. This is not even about recorded time or history. There has never been a time like this. And you are blessed enough to be living in a time like this where you can do anything that you put your heart and your mind to, especially if you team up with other like-minded people with their gifts and talents. You want to soar like an eagle? You can do it. You can do this. Don't think you're alone. Don't begin to think or believe that you have to try to do this alone. Don't worry about somebody thinking that whatever you know your gift, talent, or skills to be are weird or strange. I've said this before, and I'm sure say it, I don't even know how many more times, that your gifts and talents are unique to you. You just have to learn by practice, trial and error, how to use them and to work with us, with the fingerprint community and others that are like-minded, so that these things can be nurtured and brought up and brought out, and questions can be asked, answers can be given, as you can tell and you can hear even now, people of all ages, from 9 to 90, above that and below that, all of the ranges are now finding out, hey, it's not over for me. I can do this. I'm not too old. I'm not too young. And this is what I want you to understand. You're not too old. You're not too young. You are just you. You're unique. You're special. Your gifts are wonderful and beautiful and God-given. And there are actually millions of people. Think about this. There are millions of people waiting and needing to hear from you. You. If you don't hear anything else that I say, or if you don't believe anything else that I say, believe that there is no one else like you. Your gifts are needed. You aren't supposed to be a multimillionaire at 20 or 18 or 15 or whatever. Or let me word it a different way so that there's really no misunderstanding on that. Everybody's not going to be a multimillionaire. What you consider to be wealth and what you consider to be rich or comfortable is, that's your thing. That's up to you. You make that decision. What I want you to understand, really get this in your heart of hearts, is that not everybody's going to get to where they should get to or want to get to or need to get to early in life. Some will reach it middle age, some will reach it when they're old. Just get there. Get there. Keep going. Keep moving. Keep trying. Keep working on it. Keep nurturing your gifts and talents. And you will get to where it is that you're supposed to be. I just wanted to take the time to touch on that. I really didn't even know I was going to do this particular entry, but it kept popping back up in my head, bothering me, poking and prodding at me, that I'm hearing too many young people talking about their life or their time is up, and they're just gonna, so what are you gonna do? So if you live to be 80 and you're now 25 or 28 or 35, are you just gonna sit around and wait to die? Or sit around and wither away? Or hope that something happens? Or wait for somebody to come and rescue you? No. That's not what you're going to do. What you're going to do is take a little time, get quiet, get a pencil and paper, and sit and write down all of the things that you know how to do, that you do well, that you're already doing for free. And along the way, as you join the Fingerprint community and you follow us and you become a member, you'll understand then how these things can actually earn a living for you. Is this about the money? Well, if we said that it wasn't about the money at all, we'd be lying. And we all know that you and I and everyone else needs money. But that's not our main focus. It's about showing you, working with you, proving to you, convincing you, allowing you really to convince yourself with more information and more input as you listen, that your gifts are supposed to be what earns you a living, and then you have the choice and the decision to determine how much of a living you want your gifts and talents to earn you. That's it for this entry. I'll talk to you again soon. Good night.